to refuel, so he'll be...
So this is an experiment we're doing.
Yeah.
As I wrote on Reddit, I just got a new PC, and even today we did some pipeline installment and adjustments to make Maya stop crashing every time we open an animation file.
Yes, Maya is an amazing program. I got
Yeah.
no issue with it.
And I thought to experiment with something that can reduce my editing time for the devlogs and, you know, not to write a script, do something a bit more freeform, podcast style.
So for now, we're just talking.
Yeah, so we'll just talk. Of course, we'll render a scene that you should be seeing right now that is supposed to mimic our time in the army together, where we, you know, helped each other pass shifts, and well, it wasn't in Vietnam in the 60s, and that's stressful.
Yeah, it was more like banana plantains and dirt.
Yeah, we were in a, I think we can say it was like a military,
Prison.
yeah, military prison.
There were prisoners,
And besides,
and we were there.
Yeah, and besides doing our basic training with M16 and some very, very basic stuff, we mostly served there. And so I thought we'll go to...
My most trained weapon is handcuffs.
Yeah. And I thought that we'll do something that's more like free flow for us. And just to talk a bit about ourselves, why we even started this, you know, it's funny I'm calling it studio, but it's what it's supposed to be eventually.
Well, why we started this game was because we're idiots and we wanted to.
Yeah, that's basically, but that's the origin story of a lot of indie studios. We're morons with dreams and we think we can do this, and we just, you know, stick to it. From my experience, I learned that it takes just the right type of people around you when you come up with an idea, and we'll get into how we came up with the idea of Born to Build and when exactly. But I think when you have the right people around you who enable you and say, yeah, we can do this.
And the right time.
Yeah, and the right time, it can lead to really interesting things. And I think for us, can we confidently say that this year we'll probably have some gameplay?
Yeah, this year most likely. I don't know if we're gonna have like advanced alpha or something, but an alpha, I believe so. Like test, I know we're gonna have. But like if I go back to what you said before about how it all started, I think it is a matter of timing, because I was like it was the start of the corona and I was at the end of my first position in the studio where I still work, but I was just like, I was so like, at the end I didn't care anymore. I didn't have my job and we were all working from home. And you just sent me this stupid drawing, like when we talked in Discord, and like, I'm gonna start, you know what, I'm gonna start modeling this drawing, this stupid square soldier.
It's not that stupid.
I just saw it in 3D and said like, yep, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I remember that, and I think it was very exciting because I remember I immediately, and I think I said it in a previous devlog, I immediately started to record it because I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to see that. And also because in the back of my head, I wanted to get into modeling.
Yeah, and you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I haven't even told you yet. And I was like, all right, I'll record this and I see how he does this. I didn't understand a thing. And it became like one of the first videos we uploaded to YouTube, which was the time-lapse video of you modeling the grunt. Yeah. Which I only started the capture like when there was the head and the torso and the right hand.
I was already in the middle of doing it, but I did like stuff you're not gonna see like for like I think more than a year, maybe two, like all the classes, items.
I show the guys on Discord.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be in the game.
No, not in the alpha. But I think that it really happens for us, if we can just, you know, just go back to that point. It happened because I was fired from my previous job as a video editor in a very, very awesome studio. And I was looking for a new job at the time, and we were all, you know, rushing back to Discord and playing, like some of us were playing World of Warcraft again, we were playing Torchlight, I think, you and me, for a bit.
Yeah.
And we played Ace of Spades.
Yeah, we did. We came back first with Spades because it was...
After we haven't played it in years.
Yeah, we just wanted to have like a simple FPS experience, like let's destroy cubes and other people.
Exactly, and you can start building the fortifications again, and I'll start shooting. And we enjoyed it. It was nice, and we thought to ourselves, let's see, it's been a while since, you know, Ace of Spades was bought up by Jagex and all that, and maybe somebody did something with it, because we remember there were projects of people saying that we'll do something with it, and we looked around and we didn't see anything that really caught our attention for long. I don't want to. I don't. It's not. I'm not saying names because I don't want to. I just don't remember them.
Yeah.
But we played a few. Either some of them made it too fast, or it was just, it was a nice experiment made in
it was
Unity.
too different sometimes, and I think most of the time it's like networking issues with most of them.
Yeah, there was lag issues with a lot of them, and I think it didn't feel the same. Like they tried to do their own. I mean, we're doing our own spin on Ace of Spades.
It's okay
but
doing your own spin, but it's something about it didn't feel correct. I don't know.
yeah, it wasn't the
feel
game
right.
that we wanted to play, and I think that the reason I made the drawing is because I remember it happened 2 days in a row.
We talked about Vietcong and we played Vietcong.
We played
Dennis.
Vietcong too. Yeah, we played
And
Vietcong
Robert.
and Robert and my cousin as well, Ophir, and
Yeah.
we
Oh yeah.
we played Vietcong together, and we just had a blast, and we were just like
You had a blast. I was hiding.
yeah, it was well. Yeah, we should do sometime with the
I
server.
didn't have any cubes to protect me.
That's true. We should do sometime maybe with the server, with the Discord guys, just a Vietcong round, just for fun,
Oh my god.
just for my personal enjoyment.
I only need the M60 and just like
And we said, if we can just, if there was a game that just combined what we loved about Ace of Spades, the simplicity, just the core of it, and just with the same slow pace and deadliness that you had in Vietcong, and just mesh it together. And I just made that drawing after that conversation ended. I think it was like 3 a.m. And I just made that drawing. It was like, how would I make our soldiers look in a game like, that combines Ace of Spades with Vietnam setting of Vietcong?
I think we talked about like how amazing it would be like if we had camouflage vegetation, not camouflage, but like if the world was more full of I don't know high grass, tall grass, trees, bushes, and
foliage.
stuff, vines, that you can actually feel that you're in the jungle and you're scared for your life.
Yeah, and that stress, and I remember we had that in Ace of Spades when you're like digging, and recently I think it was
Like no music, just footsteps.
yeah, just the footsteps
and the
you hear-
mosquitoes.
yeah, and you have that environment, and there's something about the environment design in Vietcong and the maps that because it's so quiet, yet you hear the crickets, going on everywhere and all that stuff, and it's
You're getting into it.
it's really immersive and it's stressful, even when it's just a few people on a small map. And I think we wanted to really. That's why, for me personally, it was important to get that sense of location. That's why, because I'm obsessed with history, and the Vietnam setting isn't in and of itself stressful, but it was also suitable because there was a lot of tunnels and digging in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, that's what we thought about that. Tunneling in Ace of Spades is so crucial for the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like it's so unique for this type of game that I didn't see in any other FPS games. Like it's always the same. It's always like it's a shooting maze in all games. Like you just run around, shooting stuff, going to the objective, pulling stuff, defending, attacking, whatever.
There's no dynamic elements to the map itself.
It's not like open war like Ace of Spades was.
Yeah.
You made Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. It was your type of game.
The battlefield changed, and that was just something that we always found really unique and interesting, that you can play the same map and have a different experience depending on your team and how people build things. And I think that even you played a lot of Unreal, so did I back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think additionally we tried to look at other games that weren't Ace of Spades inspired. Like I played some Apex Legends, like Battle Royales are very popular. I did play Overwatch for a while with Robert, but I think we understood that we had such fun with these games when we were growing up, and we didn't have a lot of customizations and loot boxes and all these kind of things. And I don't think I ever felt, and even play as somebody who played games with these systems, I never really used them. Even like in Heroes of the Storm, we didn't really spend a lot of money on these systems. I think our generation is a little more
like buying skins.
Yeah.
And stuff? Yeah. I never bought one skin.
we would just grind for the gold and get it anyway after a while. And I think
this is what I hate. The grind is. I love some grind in. I really like roguelites, but the grind is something that I never really got connected to.
it's not that I played World of Warcraft for a long
That's
time.
a grind, yeah.
So it's not that I don't enjoy it, but there's something about the multiplayer environment. And I think only lately,
It
because
was a boring grind.
yeah, and I think lately playing like Hell Let Loose with Grandy, and Tank and some of the other guys. And I think it's the only game that, for me, recently, it's like, yeah, you have customization options here. It's like a DLC. It's not really necessary. You don't grind for anything. Like I always, like in Battlefield 1, the fact that you have to grind to get weapons and people who play longer than you have better arsenal. You know, it's not things that we really grew up with, like,
You know what?
ever.
It's like what's the name of the game? The Blizzard card game. I don't know.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Hearthstone, if you don't play like a month or two, so then you come back and everyone has all the new cards
Yeah,
and
new season.
all the new decks and stuff, and you need to grind and you need to fight against people that have all the new cards and you don't have them.
Yeah.
So in just like played one time and said like, okay, I give up. I just, it's not fun anymore. You can't just go into the game and have everything like it's not an even play field.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah. And I think that we were just in a meeting trying to raise some money for Born to Build.
Yeah.
And they asked us about like the business model and how we're planning to do it. And like we said on the Discord, we'll probably open a Patreon and do something with probably cosmetics further down the line. But what they liked is that they asked us about game balance. Remember, Danny asked us if it's going to be like Warzone, that they release a new weapon.
I didn't really got to tell him my full answer about balancing.
Yeah, so in short, I think for us, when we try to explain it, that we don't approach it in the same way. Like, we're not going to introduce a new weapon, it's going to be more powerful than the other ones, then we're going to balance it around it, because to get people to buy the weapon, or like a champion in League of Legends.
No.
So for us, I think we're approaching this in a way that is supposed to be fun. Every weapon needs to have its use, every class needs to have its use, and and it's less about the balance itself, because we're not building it from the ground up to be like a competitive kind of thing, I think.
We talked about it, that we're gonna go with every weapon is like a play style. Like every weapon is unique in its own way. Its advantages and disadvantages in like any other weapon has in real life or in games. Maybe we're gonna make it a bit more extreme, but still, every weapon is supposed to feel unique and what a player likes to do while he's gaming.
Yeah, like I can imagine, for example, like the submachine guns can be more effective in tunnels, just because of the fact that they have less kick than like an M16
versus fortifications, maybe, or maybe suppressing fire. I don't know. Like, I can imagine people playing as a team with different weapons and utilizing the mechanic of each weapon.
Yeah.
In order to advance or
win. Like we are imagining, for example, now I'm starting to animate the M60 soon, and I think we talked about it, that for like a machine gunner class, we imagine it more as like, it's going to be, of course, effective if you mount it like on a cube and you start firing and you create like a cone of very heavy cover fire or very intense fire. You can really put down enemies, but it will be very effective against fortifications, for example.
Yeah, but you're stuck in place.
Yeah,
or,
you're stationary and you can be taken out rather easily and quickly.
And I like the idea that some weapon will have unique, I don't know what to call it, skills. Like the M60, you can mount it on a cube.
Yeah.
With the M1 Garand, you can't do that.
No.
So it's a unique aspect of this weapon.
Yeah, so it's less about a class and it's more about playstyle. And by the way, Vietcong did the same.
Yeah.
It's just different loadouts, the same soldier, same health, same movement speed, same hitbox, nothing's different. The only difference is what you bring with you into battle. And to go back to the point that we tried to look for games who did something like that, I think for me personally, aside from Hell Let Loose, which is its own thing, which I love, we didn't see it in like the voxel indestructible environment that we have in mind. So going back to the first conversation of how this whole thing happened, I sent you the drawing on Discord and you start modeling the grunt. And I think from there, a few months afterwards, we went to my former business partner, Emil, and told him, hey, how about we try and do a game like this, for example?
And Amir had his own dream of building an engine.
Yeah, right. That's another point of contention in the talks that we had, which is I saw it coming a mile away. It's like, why the fuck are you making your own engine? Which is a completely valid question.
Why not?
I think it's it's fun marketing wise to say, yeah, we're get big dicks, we're building an engine, but true, I think it's more correct to say, we're building an API. You know, it's basically tools for us to make
But
not only.
what is an engine if not just a set
I
of
think
tools?
I think for them they saw it as more, oh, so you guys want to be like Unity, you guys want to make your own engine and then, you know, distribute it. It's like, no, it's just tools for us. It's a custom pipeline. You know, studios like Supergiant and many other smaller studios use their own pipelines and tools, because if you want to develop a multiplayer game and update it correctly, that's why I think we took only release a game, but to update it, hopefully, yeah, easily and more effectively than we would if we would just like make something very quick in Unity, which would have been a playable prototype very quickly, very fast. But I think we would have run into other issues further down the line.
Having your own technology, having your own engines or tools will help you just create exactly what you want, the experience you want to create.
Yeah,
I think for
makes
me,
you think.
For me, as a personal dream, I would like to have like an engine that's specialized in creating voxel-like games and stuff. But I don't, I don't see it how we can do a game company that create games and focuses on creating games and also creating an engine for other people to create
Yeah,
games.
yeah, which was never the focus, but I think
Maybe in the future, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was never the goal for us. I mean, we want to. I mean, one of the major changes and the pivots I think we had to make during that last year is when we realized that, wait a minute, we should probably make some map creation tools. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
game, like you have the allmaps.aos party that Grandy sent us, you know,
Yeah.
tons of custom maps. And I think we said, wait a minute, if we want to support these maps, you know, like the .vxl format, and to allow people to bring their own old Ace of Spades maps into our tech and create also some kind of hopefully UI friendly map editing tool.
I think it was more than just the Ace of Spades map. I think it was like we wanted to create our own maps, and in
Yeah.
order to create maps, we need tools. We need a map editor.
Yeah, but there's a difference between making your own map editor or making a map editor that you know will eventually become public.
That's true.
So it changes the way you approach everything, you know, from picking up the UI, the MGUI,
Yeah.
you know, just programming that and thinking ahead of time, like, yeah, this is supposed to be comfortable for us, but also further down the line, comfortable for, you know, other users.
It could technically still be an in-house tool only for the studio. We'll have our own editor for our own game, for our
Yeah.
own engine and tools, of course. But
But we want to take some part of that and make it into a map editor.
I think it's another part of old games that we used to play that we really loved, like Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
And World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
I actually created map for Warcraft 3.
I did on Empire Earth. You remember
had
that? You remember that
you
fucking
had
game?
a lot of games that used to be like their own technology and stuff, and they gave you their map editor.
Yeah, which was
It was
great.
it was amazing. It was like just another game within the game.
I remember you created a few StarCraft maps. I remember you explaining to me like the rules and the things, the symmetry and the
I
competitive.
created. Okay, it's a good story because I used to create StarCraft maps like on my own just for fun, and then like one time I think I got in touch with people from like the community of StarCraft players in
Yeah, yeah.
Israel and stuff, and they approached me to join their games and stuff. I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I told them like, yeah, I'm making maps, and they said they did a Lan Party with a tournament. And they wanted to play on the map. Like several people did maps, and my map became the final game, like between the last two players. And the one who lost said my map was bad.
Of course.
It's like, fine, dude, I'm taking my computer and I'm out of here.
I'll
You
be my
weirdo.
Of course, he blamed the fucking map.
It was perfectly mirrored.
Yeah.
I did the math.
Yeah, I
It
trust.
wasn't the prettiest map, yeah, but it was balanced.
Yeah, it was balanced. It was competitive. I remember it. I remember we played it on as well. I think
It
you
was a
and me
good
played
map.
it. Yeah,
It was
a
like
solid map.
easy two-player, straightforward, no.
So coming back to that, I think for us it's important to eventually further down the line, you know, I mean, Born to Build, you know, we want to release it, we want to see it succeed, we want to see people playing it, enjoying it, and eventually having the community, you know, create its own content and taking it to interesting directions, because we'll eventually want to move to another project, but we want to make sure that when, you know, it's funny to say that we have so much work still to do on Born to Build, but you have to look forward when you make these decisions. When when you make your own custom tools and framework, and you look forward, you ask yourself, is this the only game we're gonna make? Even if Born to Build doesn't make us a single dollar, we're not gonna move forward to something else. We probably will. So I think for us, understanding that moving forward, we want to give it the best chances it has to, nurture a good creative community. And when we will eventually, one day in the future, move away from it, whether it was successful or not, at least we can give the community tools to just, make things, play around with old Ace of Spades maps and create
I
their
want
own.
to see people create maps before the full release of the game. Like in beta, I want to see people
Yeah.
start making maps. I really like the idea that in Ace of Spades you have user created content.
Absolutely.
It's whatever you want to make it. Of course, we're gonna have our own maps, official maps with the design we want to make, and we do want to give tools for the users to create
Eventually, yeah.
maps in this scale and look. And I know for sure there are people that can create much better maps than us.
Of course.
I just couldn't wait to see someone like making Omaha, whatever, I don't know, like a launching pad. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see it, and I think that's really important for us, and that's why adding any kind of microtransactions, unless the community asks us for something specific that we feel won't deter from the experience itself, is to, like, we even talked amongst ourselves saying, what, are we gonna sell this map editor for money? And I think we decided.
We talked about it like
we talked about that for a long time, and it was like,
at least like 5 different times that we talked about it.
Yeah, and eventually we realized that once you charge money for it, then it's like, this is broken. When
It's
it's
a
a patch,
commitment. It's a commitment.
it's a big commitment as well, and I think that it negates the whole point of
When
Ace of
we're
Spades.
taking money, I think we decided together that if we're taking money for the editor, then we're making a commitment for the users that we're going to update this program, we want to make this software, we're going to make updates and fix stuff, and people will find bugs all the time.
And we will fix it, even that it's free, but you at least have that room and saying, yeah, we still have 1.5 programmers.
I think the users will be more forgiving if they know it's free. It's a piece of software, it's another game we're giving the users to use and to create, and they're going to be more forgiving and understanding about, like, we don't have time to always develop the editor. We want to develop the game as well, and we want to develop the studio and do other stuff in the future.
And when you go and try and raise money for projects like these, you don't go and talk about a game. You talk about a studio and what the studio offers and what it's planning for the future. You have to come with like a 6-year plan at least. So, it's.
I think we're already in an age or a time in our life that we think about a year is not really that long time. Like a year passes really fast.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about it in those time frames, we're saying like, okay, we're gonna create I think we'll take like 2 years, and we're already a year and 3 months in to create something.
Working a day a week, I should emphasize. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like we're a year sitting every day. It's like
I
a
was
day a
talking
week.
about 2 years. If we work the same way we do, we're gonna have a small game, like something people can start playing, start testing, and like playing like SSPed used to be. And
because
2 years
technically,
is not a long time.
but especially when you're working a day a week. I mean, we did the calculation lately. How many months are we technically? If you
A
were,
month and a half.
Yeah, we're basically working a month and a half, maybe 2 months because of the days off we took. Let's run it up. We've been.
Let's take 2 months.
Yeah, we've been working on Born to Build 2 months, and to have almost the engine and all the API things ready.
2 months full time.
Yeah, and we made a lot of progress even for these 2 months. You know what I mean? Even that it's been done through a year.
No, we did like all the assets. I used to do like on my free time, even sometimes during low work hours. Like, I don't have a lot of work. Let's model a new weapon.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
do a rig. Let's
I need
try
to-
and play with the look. Let's
Like,
create
I need to now render a boring tutorial video for my job. How about I just, maybe improve the animations on the M1 Garand and like.
It's a passion project.
It is. It really is, and I think it shows. I think it shows in what we do and how the way we talk about it. And for me, just engaging with the community for now. The 170 people we have on Discord and 150 subs now on YouTube. For me, it's a lot of fun because I feel like we're with like-minded individuals who get what we're trying to do. They're patient. They understand that this shit takes time, and we want to do it right. We were both very bummed out by what happened to Ace of Spades. I mean, I think
Yeah,
we
of
played it
course.
for how much? How much did we play the Jagex version?
2 days.
Yeah, we played it for like a
2 days.
weekend, I think, and we were
Yeah,
like,
we
this.
tried it. I think I tried like there was the one with the jetpack and there was the
Yeah.
engineer,
Yeah.
and I think I tried several. We played several games, and when I tried the engineer and I built something that was like 16 cubes and stuff like that, I just like exit the game and never came back.
Yeah.
Like, what is this crap? This
We
is
only
not the
came
game.
back once when they released the quote unquote classic mode.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We tried it.
And it was too little too late by that point, and it just didn't work, and we left it. I think we haven't thought about it for years until COVID happened, and we just sat together and played Ace of Spades again. I think it was really that long since we played the game, and that's
think-
why it kind of sparked us to.
I think the first like month we were just all sitting at home talking in Discord, and I was
Yeah.
like, I have nowhere to go.
And I was without a job, you know.
I have nothing to do. There's nothing. There's a curfew. I'd say it. Not a curfew.
Lockdown.
Yeah, there was lockdown, and just like I'm not going anywhere. I
Yep.
just order food. It's Saturday. I don't know, and nothing to do. Let's model stuff. I don't know.
So I think before, how long would you say we worked on models and animations and rigs before Amir started to write code? Did he start
No,
at
we
May
had,
last
like-
year? When did he start?
Maybe May, June. I don't know. But I think that we had like 6 months of like more like heavy bombardment of assets that we used. I modeled at the beginning, and
Yeah,
then
you
you
did.
started modeling.
I think you did all like the grunt, the M16, the M1 Garand, and the shotgun. I think you did
Yeah,
it in 2 weeks. It's
like 2 weeks, 3 weeks that I did stuff, and then I started rigging stuff. I rigged the grunt. It took me like 3 days.
We also did it like 3 times, I think.
Yeah. I wrote the code so we can run it every time. And now I don't remember it. But I think 3 weeks, and then you started going into modeling, and like I sort of took a step back and just like always teaching you and fixing what you did and rigging it.
But I think it's because I just wanted to learn how to model.
Yeah, in the beginning you just wanted move it. I want to model.
Yeah.
Because I want
Step
to
aside.
improve in modeling. Like I tried to help you, but you're like, as you always do, you're just like going head first, just doing it, not looking at tutorials. Classic
Exactly.
man.
I just don't look at a tutorial.
All right, I tried everything. Let's look at the
Exactly.
at the, how do you say
Instruction manual.
instructions? Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's look at instructions.
that's how I learn it, because I go with passion. So that's how I taught myself editing. That's how I taught myself After Effects and 2D animation. So same for 3D. I just do it again and again and again until I get it. And,
I think it's a good.
and then I open tutorials to see how to do it better.
I think that's a good attitude for learning softwares. I think that not related to the game, because I remember that.
What, to just enjoy it, I mean?
No, not of course. Just enjoy it. Yes, it's a game. Every software. I remember like starting to work in animation studio in Snowball, and I was just like, they're paying me to play in this program.
Yeah.
I'm playing. I'm all day. I'm just moving stuff. I'm doing cool stuff, and I'm like, that's fun. I'm just having fun, and people
Yeah.
are paying me money. But what I was about to say was before I went to college, I told myself like I didn't know After Effects or Maya. I just knew like a little bit of After Effects, and I knew I really wanted to learn those programs. And I just remember I said to myself, don't download the programs. Don't teach yourself, because it's gonna hurt your learning experience.
You're gonna learn it wrong.
Yeah, you're gonna learn it wrong, and then like in college they will teach me the correct way. This was a mistake.
Yeah.
If anyone is going to college or going to start a new program like Maya or Blender or any other 3D software or editing software, whatever, just start now. Just
Yeah.
do it straight away.
Open some tutorials
You
if
have
you want.
so much information online.
Yeah, and I think for us, I think it's a good segue to explain that Born to Build, I think professionally, for us is what we do in our daily lives, and as developers, I think we just looked at the game and we said, how far can we push ourselves that's realistic? Can I learn basic 3D modeling for this? can I learn first-person animations for this, for
Yeah,
example?
I think we just like everyone in their head said like, I can do those stuff.
Yeah, and Emil, again, with the engine, it's like, have you ever built an engine? No. Did you always want to? Yes. So do you think you can do that? You think so? So
It's
for
gonna
now,
take time, but I
Yeah.
can.
like, I mean, last week he did like 212 commits
Yeah, he
of
did
refactoring, right?
refactoring for the whole. I think everything.
Yeah.
He refactored everything.
Because it's a modular engine.
That's the first major refactoring. We have like you need to separate to. You have major refactors like Amir just did. It's gonna take like a month or two.
Yeah.
But then you have really short refactoring, like for small tools, for like stuff that already used to work and just want to make it better, or if you want to add functionality that needed a change. Anyway, refactoring is something you always do. You always build, and then you go back and clean it. But
Yeah.
yeah, we just said like
How can we improve ourselves as developers, and how
we
far
just
can
said
we
like
take this?
what does a game take?
Yeah.
We need the engine to run like certain graphics and inputs and stuff, and then we need assets. We can do assets. We just talk like I can do the rigs. I can model and do the rigs. You can do the animation.
Yeah.
I can do all the technical stuff. I know. Like you can just do it. It's done. We know all the process.
And because we're just three people, I think it divided quite well between us that, I can take care of everything that's, because I'm a video editor by profession, I take care of everything that's required when it comes to like marketing and, talking to our community and doing the devlogs and the animation videos.
And yeah, because you don't have stage fright.
Yeah, that's true. And because I also enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it, and I think that being like the just talking about it, being the kind of face for it is comfortable for me because somebody has to do it though. But if you remember, I was very reluctant at the beginning.
Yeah, you
I
kinda,
was like,
you kind of just had to take it because Amir is Amir,
Amir will
and
never do
I
it.
have a terrible stage fright. Like I admit it, I just don't like crowds. I even find it hard, like recording myself. Like
That's why I thought
it's
about
not an
that.
easy time for me right now.
But it's okay. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Fuck, fine.
It's really. I think that's what I'm saying. I think it divided well between us. That Amir can just go and dive into the code. You're helping him there. Also teaching, with yourself and with him to code and.
Yeah, but I think Amir said it like a lot of the times that my experience in 3D software and 3D pipelines, yeah. He said that really helps him as well. And I know FBX is better than Amir. I know the stuff we actually need. I don't know how to write the code to do it, but I know what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And that's also important.
Of course. And especially, I think, working with Maya for me was such a good learning experience because I had you always like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And how do I do this? And why did this break?
You had luck with me being a rigger, so I know every little nook and cranny in Maya. Like I know how to do everything in 3 other ways.
Yeah, you're used to retarded artists asking retarded questions.
We're gonna call it baby proofing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it really divided extremely well between 3 of us. And moving forward, we want to.
And we will share the knowledge in After Effects and Photoshop. Like
You also taught me Photoshop like years ago.
No, you
10
knew
years
Photoshop.
ago.
I taught you like the tricks I know.
Yeah.
I used to come back from college like,
True.
dude, masks.
Yeah. Which I
And
still
you didn't
don't use.
listen.
Which I still hate.
He does use it. Don't listen to him. He uses it. He now knows the glory of
I
masks.
fucking hate masks. in
Masks
Photoshop.
are everything. How do you use
I know.
Photoshop without masks?
I know. It's I don't use things correctly most of the
Photoshop
time.
is a mask.
I know. The only software I can comfortably say that I use correctly is probably Premiere for editing
Yeah, in
video.
Premiere you're like a beast.
Yeah, that's the one I know the most. But I think that just pushing ourselves professionally, like building an engine is really
I remember
it's
when I don't remember in which what job you took, but sometime I came here and I saw you like editing in Premiere like in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Something it would take me like hours to do. And you're like click, it's done.
Yeah,
like,
well,
what the fuck?
I've been doing it for 10 years already, so I think more. I started when I was like 16 because of my dad, and I think that when we met, when we met, I was already editing like amateurly for
Yeah,
4 years.
yeah, that's right. You did stuff for a day.
Yeah, because my dad did like filming
Didn't
projects.
Premiere?
Yeah, I started in Vegas for like a year, and then he gave me a project.
Vegas.
Then I started a project, the ultimate YouTube poop.
All I think when
editing
you
software.
say Vegas, I think of the Vegas effect in After
No,
Effects.
no.
It's like the colored
Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
This is the program. you edited with colored lines.
No, it was started with Vegas, and then I moved to Premiere, and I was always fascinated with video games and animation. Like I always wanted to make trailers, and I've edited for some indie studios by now, which is a lot of fun. Like I can't wait to fucking edit the trailer for Born to Build. That's like one of the things. I already have the music, I already have the timing. I just need the actual game footage.
I think you can see how much strong we are in creating videos, just like 2D videos, and like taking content. Like we talked about it, like today and yesterday. We're creating the 3D out for this exact video we're recording
the scene
right
you're
now.
probably seeing right now.
Yeah, so we just like last night, I think we just like talked in Discord, said, let's gonna do it. What do you need? Like, I want the radio. Like, okay, it's here.
Yeah.
It's done. We
have
already
the
did
assets.
it. Yeah, like, give me $1 here, $1 here. I want the weapon here. Like, put some cubes, give it color. Done.
Yeah, cubes that are the original sizes that they're supposed to be in the game.
The actual size, yeah.
And I think taking it back to when we met, because I do want to talk about that particular point because I think it's just a funny story. We talk about it a lot in general, but I came down from a shift, from a night watch in the tower you're seeing right now, basically in the base that we had. I came down and I remember...
Yeah, the feeling. You're seeing the experience of the tower.
I was there alone, it was raining, and I was about to throw up.
You ate something that night.
I remember what it was. It was spoiled hummus. I was just for the not giving up, just for the fact of not giving up and saying like I'm not gonna throw up. So for 4 hours I sat in this fucking tower trying not to throw up. So I went back down. You say
Sounds
it was
like a long time.
You say it was morning?
No, it was 2 night.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah,
I do
it was-
remember. I do remember dawn. I do remember leaving in the morning at dawn. So maybe I don't know.
Either was it's 2 or 6. There's no other
Yeah,
possibility.
it's either one of these. So I remember I was in
It was we did the 4 hours of the watch time was at night. So it was night all the time.
So I remember going back to my bunk area, and I was like, maybe 3 months in the army, something like that. I was relatively new.
No.
Yeah,
there's
I was
no way.
new. Why not? Really, I was relatively new. I was relatively
Maybe
new.
you was.
I didn't know anybody.
Maybe
at the
you
base.
were relatively new in this base. You weren't 3 months in the army.
All right, all right. So I was a bit longer, maybe 6 months, because I was 3 months. Doing boot
I was
camp.
over a year.
So I remember going to my bunk, and I'm like, I can't hold it anymore, and I just threw up there, like in the field in the middle. You remember, like I was leaning
Yeah, you
against
were
the wall.
near the room. Dormitories.
Yeah, dormitories, near the dormitories, and I remember just throwing up, and I hear
Yeah,
somebody
you were
walking
leaning on the
wall
pillar.
with one hand. Yeah, on the
on
pillar.
one of the pillars.
Yeah,
the wooden pillars.
just throwing up there. And
You want to hear it from my side?
No.
I was guarding at the same time, but on the other side of the base.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I kind of like I took my time coming back, even though I was closer to the dormitory than you. Just like took my time, easy walking. Like I'm gonna sleep now. I don't care. I don't need to get up in the morning or something like that. And it's like I went to the bathroom, pee, and then I like went back to the dormitories and I like saw you. Like you were only there.
Yeah.
You were
I was the only one there.
And you were just finished puking. I didn't see you puke. I just like saw you leaning above the grass, and I was like, I stopped and was, is this guy okay? And just like, I think I walked next to it. I didn't even lean next to it. Just like stood behind you. So like, you okay? And you just like put your
Hand
arm,
back.
back. You didn't even look at me like. Water, like give me water. I just took the bottle, went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was pissed off. I remember I was pissed off.
I went to the bathroom to give you water from the tap, and I didn't have any other source. Oh my god! And that's it. I think I just came back. You were still like there. Gave you the water, and just we went to the room because we were both in the same room. You're saying I invited you to sleep in our room. We have a free bed. I remember we went to the guard room. because we were both on the guard duty.
Either way, I remember I was lying there. I was shaking like a leaf, and like one of the first things you
You
told
were
me.
on a lower bed,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
in
yeah.
the top one.
But you stepped down to talk to me, and we're talking from above.
Yeah,
So
I sat on the lower bed.
so like the first thing you properly said to me when we started the dialogue is like something along the line of, "So I play a lot of Heroes 3. What do you like to play?"
I think I just started talking about games. Like, what do I do with this guy?
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, that's perfect. I love Heroes 3. I want to die."
yeah, Hero 3. I play a lot of StarCraft lately.
Yeah.
Started talking about StarCraft.
So I think that from that point we just instantly became friends, and we started hanging out a lot.
Yeah, I
And-
think the next day, like, you talked to me like outside of the room. So like, it's nice finally meeting a normal
finally.
person here.
After so much time, like after the first 6 months or something in the army, like finally I meet somebody that I can talk to about video games.
Yeah, I just remember like thinking like, okay, cool. I guess cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really and yeah, so that was the beginning of our friendship, and very quickly I think we talked about games. Yeah, we talked about games and the fact that we want to make games together. And I worked on a gaming project in the past, and you helped me with that as well. And I think only thanks to COVID and the fact that we started.
I remember we started talking about like our dream strategy game. Remember?
Yeah, Dream
Because
RTS game.
we talked about StarCraft, and then we talked about what if we had a strategy game, but the city builds itself, and you need
Yeah.
to like mend for the population while having an army. And we talked about like how we would move
Start
the
from the-
unit and
And how it
would
starts
we,
from the prehistoric age
yeah,
and
like
moves to
we
other
took
ones.
it like way
Far.
like too deep into it.
Yeah.
Who would enjoy this kind of
We
game?
just need 500 people to make this game. It's like
And it's an MMO.
it's fine. We were like what 19-year-olds at the time. Makes sense.
What is the ultimate game?
So I think for now, that's why I think being grown-ups now and in our 30s, working on Born to Build, it's like, what the fuck can we do?
yeah.
And what's realistic for the three of us?
This was a really a real talk we had
Yeah.
before starting about to be like, what is a game we can actually do in the minimalist amount of time or
Yeah.
in job, like how much work
That it won't
we-
take us 10 years to finish, even if we work on it a day a week for like 3 to 4 years
what is a project we can actually finish?
Yeah.
We can actually have something.
in this lifetime, and hopefully in less than 5 to 4 years. So
Well, we did invest more stuff into it. We didn't stop ourselves. We did more than we said we would do. We didn't have to do all the weapons and all the
no, but
stuff.
I
We
just
had
enjoyed it.
time.
Yeah, we had time. From then I think 6 months after the first quarantine, I already found a job, which I thankfully still have.
Yeah, I
It took me
remember
about
that
6 to 7 months, and yeah,
hard.
we're still, it was very hard, and we're still, even after I started the job, I was like, yeah, I'm still doing this, and I think we managed to keep it 95% consistent once a week that we're meeting,
Yeah, we had like.
which is the most difficult
If
thing.
you want to take a tip from this talk, if you're still here in this, like
Yeah.
I don't know how long we were already
Almost
recording.
45 minutes.
Yeah, so if you're still here, here's a tip for starting your game. If you're walking in teams or if you're walking alone, persistent.
Consistency.
Yeah, we just decided one day that I think I told you like, let's try and make every Thursday, like evening, we're sitting down, we're walking. I have time, you have time, Amira has time. Let's make it our day.
Yeah.
And we just started doing that.
Yeah, and we've
And-
been doing it since,
Yeah,
and hopefully this one as well.
there's always a Thursday, and everything else is a bonus.
Emil said he might take a day off, so we'll see. Maybe we'll have a full day
He
again.
always says he's gonna take a day off.
Well, he does take it a lot. Last time we sat for like 12, 13 hours here just
Yeah,
working.
It
So
was a screen.
yeah, I think that should be enough for the first episode. It's a nice introduction, how we met, why we started this game. We're gonna, kept it rather chill. I like this. I think I'll do this with Amir as well to hear his side of the story, because I know him also for a while, not as long as you, but I did have a lot of things that I did with him in the past. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us on this night watch, helping us to pass the guard shift, the night shift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Talking about life.
talking about life, talking about games, what we want to do and get out of this shithole.
Born to build ASMR. Alright,
See you guys.
time to head back.